We are back once again to learn on arguably the best subject in the world. Yesterday class, we were able to look at what logarithm is, right? We were able to look at what logarithm is, the types of logarithm, and the laws of logarithm. When we talked about the addition law, that their bases are equal, you multiply them, the subtraction law, you divide, and every other law that came with it. Then after that, I gave a question yesterday. Yes, before I forget, I gave a question yesterday, and that question has to do with something very interesting, where if you had log 1 base 1, then I asked, what will the answer be in this case? Why I asked this question is this: there are two laws that will come to your mind, and it now looks like they are contradicting or conflicting. The first one would be that log of 1 is 0. So if I had something like this, log 1 base x, this is equal to 0, right? That is for a log of 1 equal to 0. Then we have a case whereby if the log and the base are the same, so something of this nature, if the log and the base are the same, then the answer is 1. So in this case, you can see it looks like they are contradicting. Log 1 base x is 0, log x base x is 1, log to its own base. So the log and the base. So in this case, we can say the log and the base that they are equal now. So the answer should be 1. Or we could have said that this is log 1 base x. So this is a log of 1. So it should have been 0. So it now looks like they are contradicting, right? However, the answer is undefined. Yes, let me explain why I said the answer is undefined. The answer is undefined because of this. A log is supposed to be expressed this way, where if I have log a base x, that this x is not equal to 0, 1, and that this x is greater than 1. So your base here should not be 0, and your base here should be greater than 1. But look at the base here is what? Is not greater than 1. It's actually 1. So your base must be greater than 1. In that case, this question is on. Okay, now having been able to answer the question for yesterday, let's now look at what we have for today. Now look at the first question here. We are asked to simplify the following. So we are going to simplify as much as we can. Now note this, you're preparing for JAM. This is a JAM class. It therefore means you have to be fast in your calculation, and it also implies that you note already that you're not using a calculator, right? Except there's this type of calculator that is being given, but then you should try to work your your calculation very fast. Now look at this question. When you are given a question like this, you now start thinking there's no addition, there's no subtraction. So we are not applying the addition law, the subtraction law. Now, when you have a question of this type, one thing you should always do naturally when you see logarithm question is look at the log itself and the base, right? Look at the both of them and see if there's a way you can express the both of them to be the same. That's the secret code. Just have that at the back of your mind. Or is it at the front of your mind in this case? So you will not forget it. If it's at the back, you might forget. At the front, you will not forget it. So this will now become log. This 0.001, I have to convert it to a fraction. I'll pick out the significant figure first, which is 1 over, the decimal point becomes 1. The 3 digit after it changes to 0, base 10. I cannot change this now. If you remember indices rather, this can now be log 1000, yeah, that's 1000, raised to the power of minus 1 base 10. Yeah, we are coming back to indices. You can see indices and logarithm, they are interrelated. Now, how can I express this 1000 in a base of 10? That would now be 10 to the power of 3. 3 times minus 1, minus 3, then base 10. Minus 3 can come to the back here, and I'll have minus 3 log 10 base 10. Log 10 base 10, log to its own base. The answer will be what? 1. So what will I be left with? I'll be left with minus 3. Second question here. I'm having log 64 raised to the power of 2 over 3 base 2. Very simple. Now remember, we said what we have to do is find a way to make the log itself, the number you have here, and the base to be equal. Just find a way. Find a way to simplify it. Now, looking at this, considering the denominator I have here, the denominator I have here is, oh, okay, let me do it in a simpler way. This 64 can be expressed as 2 power 6, because 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16, 16 times 2, 32 times 2, 64. So this can be written as 2 power 6, all raised to the power of 2 over 3, then base 2. So what happened here? 3 here is 1, 3 here is 2. 2 times 2, I have what? 4. So I'll be having that this becomes log 2 to the power of 4 base 2. Log to its own base, right? 1. So what will I be left with? My answer will just be 4. Simple. You don't have to waste much time on any question given to you. Okay, now this is number 3. How do we go about this? Same way. Make the number you have here and the base equal. Just follow that pattern. That's the easiest way to go with it. And while doing that, you apply indices. That's why indices also is very important here. Now, this root 5 now becomes what? 5 raised to the power of 1 over 2. If you remember your root law under indices, 25 can be written as 5 to the power of 2. So what happened here is that this 1 over 2 comes here, and I'll be having 1 over 2 all divided by 2. This one becomes the denominator. Then I have log 5 base 5. 5 base 5 is what? 1. So what am I left with? 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 1, of which if I change this to the multiplication, I have 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2, which will give me 1 over 4, and that's my answer. Okay, simple. The very last question we're going to solve for today. When we look at this clearly, you can see their bases are the same, right? And we have what? Addition. So what do? Multiply. Simple. Then we'll have log base 2, open a bracket, 1 over 32, multiply by note. 4 to the power of 3 would be 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. So here will be what? 64 over 1. 32 here is 1, 32 here is 2. What am I left with here? 2. So log 2 base 2, your answer will be what? 1. That is it. Now, we are done for today's class. I know as you're preparing for JAMB, you'd be using past questions at this point in time, and you might be having other questions that are giving you tough time or challenges. Just put it on the comment section, or you reach out to me and I would give not just the answer, but then the explanation in clear details to you so you understand it. Beyond logarithm, any question whatsoever, as is mathematics, bring it on. I will explain it clearly to you. So hope to see you in the next class. In the next class, we'll be looking at logarithmic equations. That's what we'll be looking at in our next class. Hope to see you in the next class. To have a nice day.